Okay, so I heard you guys really enjoyed me talking about characters and just nerding out for like half an hour. So today we're going to do another row of characters. We're going to do this in order, so sorry DLC characters, it's gonna be a while, but hopefully this becomes a series. But for me to continue doing this series, you guys have to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Otherwise, why would I keep doing it, you know? But yeah, let's get into it. If you like this type of content or you have any suggestions, please let me know. And otherwise, let's get started. Okay, so for Peach, honestly, I'm surprised I couldn't really think of anything like too crazy for a character this complex, honestly. However, there are definitely like a couple things that I do recommend with Peach. So you see, I don't play Peach and I'm able to like move like this. Basically, I mean, I did kind of practice her at some point, but the biggest thing with Peach that I will give you advice to master float is, and I know this is not necessary. I know some Peaches like, well, I'm not sure specifically on which ones, but they do not use this. But like, I really recommend this. Like, I feel like this makes like things so much easier. Is having one of the triggers as a jump button. Just makes it a lot easier. So you can like hold the jump button and then just like hold down and just like do the float basically. So yeah, like that's probably like the easiest thing. Otherwise, like Peach is just a lot of grinding out tech, a lot of grinding out combos and stuff. However, one thing that like is really underrated by Peach mains in my opinion is just like ledge feints with float because of how much freedom she has with her movement. So you can literally just like show people like as you're gonna like ledge trap them, like you can like drift here and then like just jump back, something like this, do this and then like jump back. The way to like not grab ledge when you're like doing this like that is you hold down. So if you hold down, you can like get the exact height and then like time a back air on their normal getup. Otherwise, Peach is a really complicated character, but in terms of tech and like just competitive tips, she might be one of the simplest ones, honestly. So yeah. With Bowser, I have a really hard tip to illustrate. Hopefully I'm gonna be able to. But basically, what do you want to do with Bowser? The reason why Bowser's neutral V is so good, it has such great synergy with his forward tilt. Because there is a mechanic for, obviously when you grab a ledge in this game, you have a certain amount of invincibility, right? So let me just put Palu over there. And let's keep her here, okay? So when you grab ledge, let me illustrate the invincibility with the blue color right here. So I'm gonna grab ledge, and of course you're gonna see the invincibility from Bowser because of the color blue, right? However, there is a mechanic that a lot of people don't know, and it is that you have more invincibility the more time you spend off stage or just like in the air, like if you're just like you got hit and you were just like taking a while before you actually go to the stage, you will have more invincibility. So this is why certain characters like Bayonetta really like stalling in the air, just like taking their time. If you didn't know why they just like waste time other than the clock for timeout, that's why. So taking this into account, Bowser's neutral V is a perfect tool for this because of two things, right? First off, let's send Palutena off stage, right? Let's do it like a down tilt. I'm gonna Fire Breath. Oop. The Fire Breath is gonna 2-frame her, right? Like this. Okay, so it is like hitting her. And because she has to like recover basically very immediately, with Palutena it might not work as much, but however, she's still gonna grab ledge and have like very little invincibility. So if I'm able to illustrate this, so I send Palutena off stage. Let's see how much it takes for her invincibility to run out. It's not a crazy amount at all, right? However, if I send her off stage, 2-frame her with the Fire Breath, it's gonna be like a lot less frames of invincibility. See, like it got like she got out of the invincibility frames immediately. So one of two things could happen. First off, the Fire Breath just lines up for the timing perfectly to like 2-frame with a forward tilt like this, right? And Bowser forward tilt is really good at this because it lingers for like multiple frames. So that's one thing. And the other thing is what I just showed you, Like I can 2-frame Palutena with the Fire Breath. She grabs ledge, and then she's like barely invincible. So I can hit her like very immediately. Or this just pressure her to like get off ledge immediately. So like ledge trap timings are like a lot easier. So yeah, Bowser is also a very simple character, but I think this is a competitive application that is not really talked about too much. The other thing that I really don't super know how it works well is the fact that you have to like tap a B at a certain timing to get like maximum height. But I do recommend looking up a tutorial on that instead, okay? Alright, speaking of like extremely complicated characters, Ice Climbers is a character that pretty much only Ice Climbers mains will get, you know, like they're literally probably the most complicated character in the game. But if you're ever like just wanting to start on playing Ice Climbers, and there's like a billion ways to desync them, I recommend Soy Milk, that's the name of the tech, to like get into like really complicated desyncs. But the easiest desync you could do is doing an upper into another upper. You just buffer 2 uppers, and then in the landing animation you buffer special. So it can be something like this, and you see like I already desynced both of them. So what happens is you can do something like this, and then for example, if you grab someone like Terry, that's when you can get like desync and then like forward smash combos like that or something. So yeah, you can do this with upper, or you can also do this with backer, which is better if you're like walling an opponent. You just buffer a rising backer, buffer a falling upper, and you just get like the desync like that. So yeah, that's the easiest way to get desyncs happening. Otherwise, I think a lot of stuff is just like character specific, but like this is the easiest desync that I know of. So if you're ever trying to get into playing Ice Climbers, that's the first one I would suggest. There's also like side Bing and then buffering. For example, a down B is like the really common one after the side B. That's like probably the second easiest one that most Ice Climbers start with. So yeah, 2 really easy desyncs right off the bat. Alright, I have a couple ideas for Sheik's tips. So first off, I find that a lot of people try to force combos with Sheik, and that's kind of like why they don't even get them. Especially with like 4 tilts at mid percents. Like they'll try to do like 4 tilt into fair, but then that's like it, right? That's like such a shitty combo. Instead, you could do something like 4 tilt into... Like what you want to get really good at with Sheik is like doing rising and falling aerials with fast falls. What I mean by this is something like rising delayed nair and then like fast falling it. So something like this, right? With momentum, of course. So what happens with this type of combo is that because of the landing lag that the Falcon will experience, for example, in this moment. So I'll do this and do this. Let me get it first. So this animation right here, where Falcon is like crouching on his knees, this is actually landing lag. Like it's not like a move landing lag, but he is in a little bit of a lag animation. So this is where you could get like another full tilt. And then obviously you'd have to like play for a ledge situation, but like that's kind of like where she gets a lot of her money. Like just these type of strings where it's like tight combos, but like you reset with like the landing lag like this, right? Especially when they're not in tumble, like that makes it like a whole lot easier. Another thing you can do is instant double jump combos if you're there like at super low percents, because if I do 4 tilt into nair here, I pretty much can only get jab, which is 15%. But with instant double jump combos, you could do something like this. Instant double jump, nair, and then you can transition into the nairs that I just mentioned. I'm pretty sure that was like a whole combo. And then jab, for example, that was 27% compared to the 15% we showed earlier, you know? So that's definitely like a lot better. Or if you want to send the opponent off stage, you can even do something like this, you know? Like 4 tilt into instant double jump, into fair, into bouncing fish. And then like it's a way better situation. So yeah. Another thing that is like really, really important with Sheik is for a lot of characters, whenever they have to deal with the opponent's invincibility, they have the question of like, what should I do? You know, like, should I like go to ledge? Should I like go to a platform? Should I like roll? But Sheik has like a really broken option, which is this. It's literally side B and then going to ledge. Sets up a hitbox that's like active and like lets her just like grab ledge and like be safe, you know? So this is why you see top level Sheiks doing this all the time. It's not out of habit. It's just literally such a good option, you know? So I really, really recommend it. And then lastly, this is so important for Sheik, by the way. I really recommend you learn this. Let me illustrate invincibility again. So there's a mechanic in this game called two-framing, right? So I'm doing Sheik's up B. She teleports. She's blue right now. She is invulnerable. You cannot hit her. But once she grabs ledge, she goes through this animation called do two-frame, which is 2 frames where before she is invincible on the ledge, she is vulnerable, right? So you see the 2 frames pass, and now she is invincible. But a lot of characters have lingering hitboxes or like really easy ways to time hitboxes to just hit any character in this position. But there is a curious mechanic in this game where, specifically with teleport recoveries, if you start them from above and grab ledge while going below, you see like right now I'm gonna grab ledge. I grabbed it from above, so I don't have any two-framing frames, basically. Like, I'm just immediately invincible. So yeah, that's just with any teleport recovery. I'm probably gonna mention it with others, so like Palutena and Zelda. But yes, this is like one of the most important things to like know whenever you're using Sheik to recover. And you're gonna ask, like, what's the counterplay if I'm fighting the Sheik, right? If you're fighting the Sheik, when she's doing the uppie, you see here, she's still not invincible. You want to hit her in this very moment. Like, it's a small window where she's kind of like, she's probably gonna fish to like go for the uppie above the ledge. So it's your responsibility to hit her before she is invincible, which is not a long time, obviously, but like that's just like why she's a good character. This is why she can do that, you know? So yeah. And then in any case, if you cannot like have enough height to like recover from above and like be fully invincible, another thing you can do is just recover from below and do, instead of this uppie that can be vulnerable, as you can see right now, vulnerable, right? You can do an uppie and a hold down, which will change the timing, and she spawns with a hitbox from the vanish. So yeah, I really advise that. Okay, with Zelda, she is also a very simple character, but I have 2 things that I feel like a lot of Zelda mains don't know. So first off, Zelda is a character that, you know, like she wants to zone out with her down B. Like that's kind of her whole thing. But the bad thing about down B is that whenever she spawns it, the knight is behind her, right? So you can just hit Zelda. If you really know the Zelda matchup, you know that you can really disrespect like the first 3 phases of the knight because they don't really do anything for her. Like they're so like soft hitting that you'd rather just like pressure her instead and like take the hit, you know? And they have like a lot of blind spots, you know? But however, I'd say like from this part of the knight, like that one is really good. Even this one is really good and fast and has a lot of range. That's when you like start respecting the knight basically. But again, that's the weakness because like she has the knight spawn behind her. She's like basically just like very vulnerable. So there is a way to make the knight spawn behind her. So basically it's a slingshot input. So if you were to do it without the knight, you'd look like this. So I recommend practicing this input until you are able to just like do like a jump while facing to the opposite direction, basically, okay? And then you just add the down B like this. And then you see like the knight spawns basically inside of her. So the shield is in front of her. Basically any projectile that will come out in this point will get eaten by the shield. And then like, yeah, it's just like a lot harder to hit Zelda. You pretty much have to hit her from above. You can even go like way further behind, right? See, you see like how behind I am? It's all depending on timing. You really have to grind this out. But yeah. And then you can move with the knight with you. Honestly, you can even like shield lock characters. If I can illustrate this. Let's make Isabel shield. Do something like this. The knight hits, and then I just grab her before she can even move. That's basically how it works, okay? And then the other tip I was gonna give for Zelda, same for Sheik. It's the fact that, yes, her up B is vulnerable if she just grabs ledge like this, right? You can hit her here. So if you really, really want to be fully invincible, you do the up B and you grab ledge like from above. So you are like fully invincible. Same thing as Sheik. However, Zelda does sometimes want to like recover from below because you're gonna see how big this up B is. Like the hitbox on this up B is like really, really, really huge. Like look at this. It's like really big, and it also has ridiculous kill power. And I've tested this. I'm pretty sure if you hold down and you like let go at a perfect time, she is only vulnerable for like 1 frame. So it's like insanely hard to punish. Basically, you need like a disjoint or insane timing to hit her, basically. So yes, I recommend practicing these two with Zelda. Alright, I have a really fun fact about Dr. Mario's up smash. So, you see this up smash, right? For some reason, Mario doesn't have this last hitbox of the up smash. Like, this little last part doesn't exist on Mario. So this is why Dr. Mario's love to spam up smash like a lot more than Mario's. It's because like it hits way further above or like in front. And because it's such a late hitbox, it's like way safer compared to the start of Mario's up smash, or just like the back of Dr. Mario's up smash even. So yes, that is like one fun fact about the character. However, one that has to do with frame data that I feel like a lot of people really don't know, and I'll try to illustrate this right now. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the shield, right? You're gonna see like, let me move my camera a little bit. Okay, below damage, right? Below my camera right now. I hit the shield, it says -10. That's just the frame advantage. Basically, it means that if I forward tilt a character's shield with Dr. Mario, I can move 10 frames after the opponent character, right? So this means that the character can only punish this with a frame 10 out of shield move or faster, okay? However, and by the way, if you want a video from me explaining frame data, I think that could be a good idea as well. But yeah, basically, most of the best options out of shield tend to be like around frame 6, frame 7. Most characters have like a frame 9, frame 10 because of the grab out of shield. But Dr. Mario's dash attack, right? Let me do a dash attack on Joker's shield, right? You see, -9. Not bad at all, right? However, because it has such a lingering and late hitbox, you can even get something like this. Super duper late, right? Let's see the frame advantage, -1. Dude, I've even gotten it to be positive on shield. It just depends on like how late you time it. Let's see. +2 on shield. That's a first for me. So yes, Dr. Mario's dash attack, first off, is a really good combo starter, but it can be fully safe. So if you notice that you do get like a really late dash attack on the opponent's shield, just know that you as Dr. Mario are in frame advantage, and you can like mash a jab, you can mash up B if you're feeling really degenerate. But there is no way you're gonna get punished unless you mess up, basically, okay? And one last thing with Dr. Mario that I feel like very few Dr. Marios abuse is the fact of how low you can go with Dr. Mario's down B. Like, look. Like, for a character with like, a very bad recovery, look how off stage he can go. Throw an up B and still recover, right? I'm like super low under the stage. And because you can angle Dr. Mario's up B like this, you can go like way further than you may think, right? So yes. That's just like things that Dr. Mario can do that a lot of people like underestimate, because like he's supposed to be a bad character, but you do have to get really good at angling the up Bs, otherwise you might SD. But yes, his edge guarding capabilities are not bad at all, as you can see there. So yes, get creative with Dr. Mario. So with Pichu, I have this really random combo. If you ever grab someone like next to the ledge, you can, it requires good execution though. You need to do down throw into slingshot. You can buffer it during the down throw, so it makes it a lot easier. Into instant double jump, upper, into thunder, which looks like this in real time. You need like really good execution, but you can get this. And a lot of characters, even after that, cannot make it back, or you can get an edge guard, you know? But you can even like connect the down B fully and like put them in like a really bad position. Something like this, you know? Like Joker, you see there, like he doesn't even make it back from like how low. And specifically, Battlefield and like small Battlefield have like really low blast zones. Like they're like really far below. So the Thunder doesn't insta kill, but I'm pretty sure on like a stage like Smashville, it would like just insta kill characters. So yes, might be worth learning. Pichu has like a lot of instant double jump stuff with his upper, so I do recommend this. And then the other tip I can think of is just letting you guys know, this is a character that can also do an instant wall jump, just like Pikachu, just like Mario. Instant double jump from the ledge. You just have to buffer it with the perfect pivot input like this. So you grab ledge and then you do the perfect pivot input, which I'm messing up for some reason. I think Pichu might actually be a little bit harder than the other ones because he's such a fast follower. But yes, And then lastly, if you didn't know, if you ever get like a Thunder with Pichu, let me put them at like Thunder percent. The way that the Thunder is gonna send in has to do with which way Pichu is facing. So if you get an up throw and Pichu faces right, he's gonna send the opponent right. If he's facing left, he's gonna send them left. So just make sure to turn around with a B reverse, depending on like what side you want to send the opponent, okay? Okay, so with Falco, I have a couple tips to give you. Particularly, this character really like hella benefits off of instant double jump. Because as I explained earlier, like in the past video, if you didn't see it, check it out. The difference between full hop and instant double jump, as you can see, like instant double jump kind of like rises slower. So if I think Falco is a really good character to visualize this with. Let me do like a full hop upper, and let me like zoom out the camera. Look at this. So the full hop upper, look where the highest part of the upper is. It's like in the background you can see like between like the blue and the white sky. It's like at the tip of the blue, right? However, if I do a instant double jump, let's see. We're looking for the highest point. See, this is like instant double jump. See how much lower that is. With the full hop, that was probably like as soon as I can like do the upper, and it's like way, way, way higher. With the instant double jump, this is how much lower the hitbox will be. And not only that, it like slowly rises. It's not like it just goes to the apex of the jump immediately. It like takes a little bit to get over there, you know? So this is important with Falco because of this. Basically, if you get like up tilt or like upper combos, sometimes you're gonna do like this into like let's maybe put Joker at like 10%, right? So if you get like an up throw here, right? You do up throw into upper into drag down nair. That just doesn't work, you know? You would have to do like upper into nair, but even that can like be SDI, you know? However, if I were to do an instant double jump, I can adjust my height and like fall with the opponent and like get another regrab possibly. And then like get something like this, get creative, and then yeah, there's just like imagination. So this is why I recommend people to like learn instant double jump with Falco specifically. It's just like really, really, really important to like basically optimize the combos as much as you can compared to like a simple full hop. Yeah. So if you ever see like top level Falcos, you're gonna see them spamming the hell out of instant double jump upper extensions. So yeah, that is probably the best tip I can give you with Falco. Marth, oh poor Marth. How did they do you so bad in this game? However, he still has a couple things that are really broken. For instance, remember what I said with like Pikachu and Fox in terms of like pressuring platforms above you? They still have to jump, right? Marth doesn't. Marth can just like time a forward tilt and it hits like right above him. So this is like incredibly good broken pressure on shield. And even for like tech chases, I've gotten like kills where I put the opponent on the platform, get a tech chase just with this and like below the platform, and I hit them and they just die, right? However, with Marth, what I would like to explain more is how side B works, because I feel like this people treat this move as like so inconsistent and like they don't know how it works. However, there's nothing inconsistent about it. The part that feels inconsistent is that there is way too many hitbox variations in this game of just like the animation essentially, right? And since the hitbox, like the tipper is like really, really small, I think if you are someone that like learns visually, a good tip that helped me from someone was to tell myself that the tipper is a little bit further than the animation shows. So you see like the white part of the tipper of the side B, aim a little bit further from it. Like basically add another white line in front of that one, and that's where the tipper hitbox is, okay? So basically what you want to do is you basically only really need two variations. I'm sure there's like other complications, but you need two variations and different timings, okay? If you're like really close to the opponent, you need to create distance in order to get the tipper, right? So let's do a safe state here. If I just mash side B like this, see how close Joker is right now? if I just mash another side B, see where he gets hit, right? However, if I time it, see how much further he is, and then I can press B again. That's like almost a tipper, right? I don't think I can get a tipper with this percent, because this distance also varies between like the opponent character and Marth's rage. So I don't think a tipper here is like physically possible if I'm next to Joker. But if you add rage to Marth, you see here, I can get it, you know? If I mash it again, you see, like, there's no way that Joker gets hit by the tipper. Like, that's where he's gonna get hit. However, if I delay the third to the last hit, then I press B, I can only do it in real time, honestly. But there is, like, a good amount of leniency and time where you can delay the third hit to the last hit. So, yes, that's basically the first way to do it. It's just, like, if you need to create distance, you need to delay the hits. If there's, like, middle distance, you can basically, like, almost do it, like, immediately, like that, right? However, if you're, like, really far away from the opponent, let's say this is the percent, and this is the distance, you're basically hitting them with the tipper from this first hit. You need to do the down variation, but you basically want to do it, like, pretty quickly. Because what the down variation does is it sends them way less further away than the third red variation, okay? So yes, this is only for if the opponent is basically at the tipper when you get the first hit of the Dancing Blade, okay? So yeah, that's a small little tutorial on how Marth side B works. And again, it's not inconsistent. It just has to do with character hurtbox shift. So if you're a Marth main, I recommend sitting in training mode before fighting a character and just like seeing how you can get the tipper on the different variations, okay? The different distances. Okay, and Lucina is just essentially the more simple version of Marth. So I'm just gonna give a tip that applies to both of them. However, I feel like it benefits Lucina a little bit more because of just, you know, she's just more consistent in terms of the sweet spots and stuff. So there is a mechanic in this game where, so this is a forward smash, right? I'm just doing a forward smash, basically, right? However, see the distance where I'm starting the forward smash. I'm dropping shield and doing a forward smash, right? Like I'm next to ledge, dropping shield, forward smash, okay? You see, like, Lucina's foot is, like, basically off stage, right? However, there is a mechanic in this game where you can cancel the first few frames of a dash into a forward smash, right? So you can get a little bit more distance. This is called a pivot forward smash. See how much further in front she is. And this is only with the first initial frames of the forward smash with Lucina, okay? I think that's, like, around the max distance, which is basically, like, I wouldn't know how to measure it, but like it's a good amount of distance. And you can also do it while while dashing behind. So I'm dashing behind. That was not it. I'm dashing behind, and I'm just adjusting my height, or sorry, my length here on the stage. So yeah, you can do this during any part of the initial dash, even like during the foxtrots like this. So where I'm going with this is sometimes you're gonna get something like nair, right? Something like this. And you think, okay, I can only get forward smash here. But maybe if you were to do something like a pivot forward smash to the other way, you could get a kill. So this is the example that I'm trying to show you, right? So you get nair, you can do forward smash. But what if I told you you can just do it the other way? You do nair, you do a foxtrot or like an initial dash to the left, and then you do the pivot forward smash to the right. In real time, it would look like this. I think I need a little bit more momentum. Yes, I think I need a little bit more momentum. Something like that, exactly. So this is only possible if you get like pretty max distance on the pivot. It's really hard, it's really precise on the timing. But sometimes this is the only thing that will get you a kill, you know? Also, really important for down air as well. Sometimes you're gonna get like something like a down air like this, and you need to like readjust the positioning like that. Because otherwise you're just not gonna be able to like get a forward smash into that direction, you know? So yes, I recommend learning pivot forward smashes in order to maximize your kill power with Lucina. Alright, with Young Link, he's also like a really simple character, so I think the tips that I'm gonna give you are just mostly frame data stuff. that a lot of people don't like know. So you can use this to like mash spot dodge afterwards and like abuse people that don't know the frame data and just like, you know, like make people respect your character, right? So there's 3 things that I have in mind. Actually, there's like another bonus thing, but yes. So first off, boomerang. Boomerang up close for some reason is the safest thing in the world. You would think a projectile getting shielded is not that safe. Look at this. -4. I think it can be even be like safer. Let's see. -6. -4. Okay. Grab out of shield for most characters that have a good grab is like frame 10 at fastest. So this is just spot dodgeable as hell. You just do like boomerang into spot dodge and to hit them, you know. You saw the other move that I hit him there with? Down tilt. Down tilt -7. Same thing. Down tilt you can spot dodge. And a lot of people don't know that it's like that safe. And then Young Link's jab, for some reason, like both jab 1 and 2. See, jab 1 was frame -10. Jab 2 is -7 for some reason. So if you're ever like trying to option select pressuring the opponent's shield, because maybe they will spot dodge, or maybe you know if they're gonna shield, you can do jab 1, 2, and then spot dodge. This is like extremely straight from shield. And a lot of people have no idea about this. So yes, Young Link's frame data is the fun fact or the tech of the day, because it's just like that ridiculous, right? Otherwise, like he just has like a lot of confirms. It's very intuitive character, so I don't think you guys need like much help with that. The one last little fact I was gonna say is that Young Link, if he buffers a Shohab Nair out of and just like rises with it fully, he has time to do another jump and then like do a second rising Nair and then drift away, for example, which a lot of people don't expect, right? So yes, that is Young Link's tips for today. Alright, so we have the King of Evil, and this is actually, funnily enough, this is one of my best characters, just because I try to convince myself that he wasn't the worst character in the game. I failed. He is just that bad. I still think that he is the worst character in the game, but he does still have stuff that is really important. First off, obviously, like this is like probably the most known tech with Ganon, but ledge canceling down B makes you speed up like a lot. And you saw another thing that I did there that speeds Ganon a lot from the ledge. First off, you don't even need to get off the ledge quick with Ganon, because he has the best ledge hang in the game. It's just the lowest ledge hang in the entire game. If we were to like super zoom towards him, like his hands are just like so low to the ground that it's like very hard to hit him when he's on the ledge. But if you do need to get off the ledge, he has a couple tricks to do it easier. So because of the ledge being like so safe for him when he regrabs, you can do stuff like this. You can like regrab ledge, you can hold down on the B, and the hitbox goes surprisingly far up and like into the stage, so it catches a lot of people off guard. So it's like a hitbox. Then you can pressure with another hitbox like Nair, regrab again. You can do upper, but not only that, you cannot do it with you can do it with Nair. You can like get above the ledge with Nair, but it's very frame perfect to the point where I think I've only gotten it like once in a match, so I don't really recommend it. However, the ones that are like really consistent to do are upper, which has a little bit of lag, but like at least you're like rising with the hitbox, and like the lag ends like really quickly, so you're able to shield. More importantly though, back air basically nails him to the stage. You just like get back into the stage and like you can shield immediately. However, you do want to practice this, because if you mess up and you like fast fall, you're probably gonna like buffer an air dodge and kill yourself, you know. So yes, this is like a really good way to do it. And yeah, that's just probably Ganon's best thing about him is just the ledge play, the amount of safeness that he has when he's grabbing the ledge. So I really recommend you practice it. And the last tip that I'm gonna give you guys is, if you ever put the opponent on a platform, and you have time to get to the platform in time, you might think, okay, I can just up smash. Up smash is huge and it's gonna cover every single option and do a lot of damage. But what if I told you there's something better than up smash? So let's make Joker, for example, do the proper DI to get sent into this platform here. So I'll do this right here, and he's on the platform, right? Of course, I can up smash. And that's gonna do, well, 35%. Really good, right? However, I can also do this. I spaced it badly. I can also do that, and that will get you a kill at 33%. which is a huge difference. So I do recommend like learning the spacing for this. But if we see the hitbox here, starts right there. Oh wait, I need to visualize it. My bad. Yeah. If you see the hitbox right here with Ganon's forward smash, see where it starts? Covers right tech, normal tech, and left tech, basically. So, essentially, you can also, like, if you recognize that maybe it won't kill, or maybe you mistimed it, you might want to charge it, because it does break shields, you know? So, you can just, like, use it for the fear factor, maybe the drop shield in the moment you decide to drop the forward smash on them, or it just straight up breaks their shield, or you get the kill, you know? So I do recommend learning how to, like, space this on the platform, but it is a really good way to get really early kills with Ganon. And I feel like most Ganons just go for the easy up smash, which, again, yes, it is easy, but forward smash just maximizes your rewards so much more, okay? Alright, guys, that was a good amount of tips again, with now 12 more characters. We're not done with the melee characters. Next time, we're gonna finish them and start with the brawl characters, but let me know if you like this video. Please feel free to like and subscribe, leave a comment, and any feedback, any tips that maybe you guys have. I may be able to revisit some characters and just like add some tips in the future. But yes, other than that, thank you for watching. Love you guys. See you next time. Bye.